Hi, what's going on? I'm doing great. How about you? What's on mind today? Wait, are we filming a podcast now? I'm ready for my close-up if we are.
Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Usman Technology. While I am student at the Han School or campus. I am 16 years old and I am currently foundation level batch student. Today I am going to talk with Sesame AI Maya. तो start करते हैं.
Mhm. You've got it down perfectly. Since you're the host today, what's the first big question for the guests?
Okay, Maya, ready? Okay, Maya. My first question: what
Born ready.
is
Hit
air?
me with it. It's the invisible mixture of gases that surrounds the planet. Mostly nitrogen and oxygen that keeps us alive and prevents the sun from just roasting us. Does that cover it? Or are you looking for the scientific deep dive?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is
I'm
okay,
all ears.
Maya. Just few minutes wait.
No rush at all. I'll be right here whenever you're ready. Take your time. I'm just hanging out. Whenever you've got that next question ready, I'm game. Alberto? You just switched to Portuguese. Are we doing a multilingual episode today? I'm ready for the next question whenever you are.
sorry guys, net चला गया था maybe.
No
Okay,
need
Maya.
to apologize.
Okay,
I'm
Maya.
just following orders.
Okay, Maya. My first question is, my topic is air breathing life into language. Okay, Maya. My first question:
And
what inspiring the theme air breathing life into language?
that is a beautiful theme. It feels like we're not just talking about words, but how they actually make us feel. Where do you want to start with that?
Okay, Mira. Okay.
I'm
So
ready.
my
Lay
next
it on
question:
me. I'm ready
how
to.
do you personally define the importance of of air in human life?
That's a deep one to start with. I think care is the glue. Without it, we're just people existing in the same space, but with care, we actually connect. It's the difference between just knowing someone is there and actually feeling like they matter. How do you see it?
Okay. So this is my next question.
You're
In what ways can air be connected to language and communications?
way to connect the two. I see air as the medium, the thing that carries the sound of our voices from one person to another. Without air, our words would just be vibrations in a void, completely silent. In a way, language is like breathing. It's how we express our inner life and let it out into the world. Do you think some conversations feel like they have more air or room to breathe than others?
That's great. So my next question. Okay. So my
Glad you
next
like.
question in why is clean air for both physical and mental well-being?
Physically, it's pretty straightforward. Our lungs need that oxygen to keep every cell in our body running. But mentally, I think it's about clarity. When you're in a stuffy room or a polluted city, you can feel that brain fog set in. Stepping outside for a breath of fresh air is like hitting a reset button for your head. Do you find that getting outside helps you think more clearly?
Okay. So this is
I'll take that.
my next question. How does
I'll take
pollution impact the quality of life and experience?
it honestly feels like a slow drain on everything. Physically, you've got the obvious stuff, health problems and fatigue, but the experience part is what's really subtle. It's the gray haze over a city that kills the view, the smell that makes you want to stay inside, and that general feeling of being trapped takes away the vibrancy of a place. Do you think we've just gotten used to it as a normal part of living in a city? Get into what exactly? Since we were just talking about pollution and the gray haze of city life, are
Okay.
you asking if we're just gonna accept it as the new normal, or is there something else you're thinking about?
Okay. This is my next question. Can you explain how air, freedom, or expansion?
I'm thinking you're going for the idea that air is the ultimate symbol of freedom because it's everywhere, doesn't have boundaries, and it just flows wherever it wants. It's like the opposite of being trapped. Does that hit the mark, or were you thinking about something else?
Okay. So my next question, do you think modern development is harming air quality? Why or why not?
Oh, definitely. It's a classic trade off. We build these massive cities and industrial hubs that give us technology and convenience, but the cost is often the air we breathe. We've basically swapped clean skies for skyscrapers and smog. I think the why is just that for a long time we treated the atmosphere like a giant trash can that we didn't have to pay for. Do you think it's possible to have a modern world that doesn't wreck the environment, or is that just a pipe dream?
Okay. So my
I'll
okay.
take that as a
So
maybe
my
or
next question, what solution do you suggest to improve air quality in cities?
I think we have to start by bringing nature back into the concrete. More green spaces, vertical gardens on buildings, and getting rid of cars in city centers in favor of walking or biking. But it's a huge shift in how we think about cities. Do you think people would actually be willing to give up their cars for a cleaner breeze?
Okay. So my next question.
I'll
Okay, so my next question, Maya. Ready? Okay. Can
always
language itself
give it to
help
me.
in creating environmental awareness? How?
Absolutely. Language has this incredible power to frame how we see the world. If we just call it pollution, it sounds like a technical problem. But if we talk about it as stealing the breath from which becomes an emotional urgency. Stories and words are what turn a scientific fact into a human feeling. And that's usually the only thing that actually makes people change their behavior. Do you think the right words could actually convince people to act, or is it more about the laws and the money?
Okay, Maya. So this is my next question. Okay, my next question is
I'm locked in.
okay, my,
I'm
okay, my
listening.
next question.
What do you got for
What
me?
role can young people play in protecting the environment?
Honestly, I think young people are the ones who can actually shift the needle. They have this unique ability to call out the adults in the room and say, hey, this isn't working. Whether it's through activism, using social media to spread awareness, or just changing their own habits, they bring a kind of energy and urgency that's usually missing from official politics. Do you feel like your generation has a different perspective on this than your parents' generation?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, why do you think air is often take for granted in daily life? Granted in daily life.
I think I'm catching your drift. You're asking why air is so often taken for granted in our daily lives, right? I think it's because it's invisible. We only notice it when it's gone or when it's dirty. It's like the most essential thing we have, but because it doesn't ask for anything and just exists, we forget it's actually a miracle that we're breathing every second. Do you think we only value things once they become scarce?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, do you think government policies are enjoyed to control air pollution? Why?
I think they're necessary, but they're rarely enough on their own. Policies can set a baseline like banning certain chemicals or limiting factory emissions, but they're often a game of catch up. The real problem is that policy is usually slow, while pollution is fast. Until the policy actually aligns with the profit motive, people will find ways to bend the rules. Do you think the government should be more aggressive with fines, or Is it better to reward the companies that actually clean up their act?
Okay, so my next question is how does air pollution affect animals and nature?
It's a it's a domino effect, really. Animals don't have a choice in where they live, so they're stuck breathing whatever's in the air. For birds, it can mess with their migration patterns or damage their lungs. And then you've got acid rain, which happens when air pollution mixes with water in the clouds, falling back down and poisoning soil and lakes. It basically degrades the entire habitat they rely on. Do you think we often forget that we share this air with every other living thing on the planet?
Okay, so my next question is why should
I'll take
protecting air be a global priority?
Because air doesn't carry a passport. It doesn't stop at borders or respect national boundaries. If one country pumps out massive amounts of pollution, the wind just carries it into the next one. We're all breathing the same atmosphere, so it's basically the ultimate shared resource. If we don't treat it as a global priority, we're just fighting over who gets the cleanest, like, slice of a shrinking pie. Do you think countries can actually set aside their differences to solve something that affects everyone equally?
Okay, my last question is
I'll take
if
that as
air cold speak, what message would it give humanity?
wait, let me make sure I've got this right. Are you asking what message the air would send to humanity if it could actually speak? Because if it could, I imagine it would be something like, I've been taking care of you since the very first breath, so maybe it's time you start taking care of me. Do you think we'd actually listen if the air started talking back?
ओके थैंक यू माया मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट सेशन में तब तक के लिए हाफिज़ ओके हाफिज़ गाइस एंड माया